All right, today we're going to peek behind the curtain at a system you use literally every single second you're online, but probably never, ever think about. We're talking about DNS, the internet's map, and what happens when hackers decide they want to rewrite it. Let's dive into how this hidden system works and, more importantly, how it can all go wrong.
So let me ask you a question. When you type in a website, say your bank, you just trust that you're going to end up in the right place, right? But should you? What if that map you're using, that fundamental trust, is actually lying to you?
Well, at the heart of all this is something called the domain name system, or DNS. You see, we humans, we're good with names, like Google.com. Computers, not so much. They only speak in numbers, these things called IP addresses. DNS is the essential translator that connects our world of words to their world of numbers. Honestly, without it, the web as we know it just wouldn't work.
Probably the easiest way to think about it is as a massive shared address book for the entire internet. Or you know what, even better, think of it as a GPS. You give it a name and it gives you the exact digital coordinates to get there. It's a simple idea, but it's the glue that holds the whole thing together.
Okay, so what actually happens in that little split second after you hit enter? Let's trace the route this digital GPS takes to get you where you want to go.
It's a really elegant process, and it happens in the blink of an eye. You type in google.com. Your computer essentially yells out to a DNS server, "Hey, where do I find this?" The server looks it up in its giant address book, finds the right number, and sends it straight back. Boom! Your browser connects to that IP address, and the page loads. It's all just invisible magic.
The thing is, this whole system is built on trust. And that trust, well, that makes it a really juicy target. So what happens when a hacker gets their hands on that address book and starts, well, giving out the wrong directions on purpose?
And that leads us to one of the most sneaky and dangerous threats out there, DNS cache poisoning. I know, the name sounds super technical, but the idea behind it is terrifyingly simple. It's all about feeding that GPS a fake address.
So here's how the con goes down. You decide to log into your bank account, but behind the scenes, a hacker has already poisoned the DNS server's memory, its cache, with a fake address. So when your computer asks for directions, it doesn't get the real ones. Instead, you're secretly sent to a perfect pixel-for-pixel replica of your bank's website. You type in your login info, thinking nothing of it, and, just like that, you've handed over the keys to your account.
And this is the part that makes it so devastating. From where you're sitting, everything looks completely normal. The address in your browser bar is correct. The website looks identical. There are absolutely no red flags. You are totally, completely unaware that you're in the wrong place until it's far, far too late.
And you know, poisoning isn't the only trick they have. Hackers can also use something called DNS amplification to just flood a website with so much junk traffic that it gets knocked offline. Or they might go for DNS hijacking, where they actually break into the place you bought your domain name and just officially change your address, basically stealing your site's entire identity.
I know, it all sounds pretty grim, but this isn't a one-sided fight. The security world has come up with some really powerful ways to protect this critical infrastructure. So let's talk about how we can fight back.
Our main weapon in this fight is a technology called DNSSEC. That stands for DNS Security Extensions, and its entire purpose is to add a layer of verification and trust right into the DNS system itself. So how does it work? Basically, DNSSEC adds a unique digital signature to DNS data. When your computer gets that IP address back, it can check the signature to confirm that the information is legit and that no one has messed with it. Think of it like an old-fashioned letter with a wax seal. If that seal is intact, you know for a fact it came from the right person and wasn't opened along the way. DNSSEC is pretty much that digital wax seal for the internet's address book. It guarantees authenticity.
Okay, so that's the tech. But what can you actually do to protect yourself? Let's run through a quick checklist. First up, for your own personal security, a huge step is to stop using the default DNS from your internet provider and switch to a secure public one like Cloudflare or Google. And make sure to look for a feature called DNS over HTTPS, or DOH. This encrypts your requests, which basically means no one, not your internet provider, not some random person on the coffee shop Wi-Fi, can see which websites you're visiting.
Now, if you run a business or own a domain name, your main goal is to prevent hijacking. The single most important thing you can do, and I mean do this today, is turn on multi-factor authentication on your domain registrar account. It makes it incredibly hard for a hacker to get in. It's also just smart to keep an eye on your DNS records for any changes you didn't authorize.
So in the end, it really all comes back to that address book.
The internet can be a chaotic place, no doubt. But by taking these steps to secure its map, you're making sure that you and your users always end up exactly where you intended to go.
But I'll leave you with this final thought. We've spent this time talking about how to secure the map to make sure you get to the right destination. But what about privacy? Even with a secure map, who else might be watching your journey and logging every single place you visit? Now that's a whole